NASA warns asteroid bigger than London Eye heading close to Earth. Birmingham Live. Saskatoon rental prices on the rise. Report, CityNews Saskatoon. Ambani, Google latest U.S. tech giant to invest in India's Geo. BBC News. Space enthusiasts turn to Metro Vancouver skies to spot newly discovered comet. CityNews Vancouver. China's economy grows 3.2% in second quarter. MarketWatch. 3 flights from BC to Alberta linked to COVID-19 cases. Calgary Herald. Ontario amends liquor laws to help hospitality sector recover from pandemic. Toronto Star. China buys more soybeans, ramping up U.S. crop purchases, seeking alpha. Air Canada urges Ottawa to use science to reopen travel. Business News, Castanet.net. It's up to us, says Hergy about Niagara's COVID-19 future. St. Catharines Standard.ca